So like I was saying, we're going to do the 3 MIQs today. So I've got actually Vishen's book here, and I just wanted to read the quote that it says here about the 3 MIQs. It's on chapter 8 of the Code of the Extraordinary Mind. And it's a quote by James J. Lashard. And it says, "Man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health. And then he's so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he's never going to die, and then dies having never really lived." So I thought it was quite good for today, because I'm going to talk about means goals and ends goals. And but before we do that, I just wanted to do a little brief breathing meditation. It's a square meditation that we use in CLC as well. So we inhale, and then we pause for 4, count mentally 4, and then we exhale and pause for 4, and then we inhale. Okay, if we can all do this together. So if you just get in a comfortable position, still people coming in. So if you in the comfortable position, if you want to close your eyes, you don't have to close your eyes. It's just focus on your breathing. And we're gonna inhale for 4, hold for 3, 2, 1, exhale. Inhale, pause, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale. Four, 2, 1, inhale. Four, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Last one, inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. This breathing is very good for our heart rate. It kind of slows down our heart rate. And we want to be very centered when we're doing this exercise. We don't want to have in our minds any worries and anything, any self-doubt, any imposter syndrome, nothing. It's just we want to be completely open to the possibilities and to imagine our ideal best future when we're doing this exercise. So, still. Okay, we're having quite a lot of people, just the ones that the ones that came in recently. Can you just tell us if you're on the CLC, which is the life coaching certification, or the Mindvalley member? If you just put in a chat, will be lovely to know that. Because obviously we need to do this as a CLC person, we need to do this exercise. And that's what we're going to do today. So in order to do this exercise, Vishen has this concept about, is not about SMART goals, which I absolutely love because I hated it at corporate, and it just feels very, for me, it feels very corporate-y, and I prefer to go with more goals that light me up and make me happy, and just make me smile, basically. And this is what he calls the end goals. And what he says about the mean goals is that the mean goals are always, they always have a so in them, right? So mean goals don't stand alone, but are stepping stones to something else, right? So for example, I've got to have good grades so that I can get a good job. I have to have a university degree so that I can have a good job. And this goes along with the rules that Vishen talks about as well, which is the bullshit rules. We are adults here, so sorry for swearing. But it's like society just instills some rules that we believe that we need to follow, but actually sometimes we can just stand strong and kind of question the status quo, right? And mean goals also are often about meeting or conforming to rules, which that's what it says. It's a goal that you think you should meet as part of achieving an ultimate goal. So for example, thinking that you should get a college degree in order to have a fulfilling job, or that you should get married in order to have love in your life. And been married twice, so. So when we are thinking about end goals, end goals is all about how we feel when we get them. So for example, how we feel when we build our amazing dream home, or when we go on exploring and different islands around the world and traveling and all this. So so the end goals is more, it's all about how you feel when you have them, right? And when we do the exercise for the 3 MIQs, we have to have the feelings in mind all the time, okay? Because when we go into the, getting distracted with the, when we go into putting all our experiences and growth and contribution in our table, in our visualization, how would that make me feel? So then it splits this, the end goals splits it into three areas: experiences, growth, and contribution. And this is what we're going to do today. So I don't know if you have your journals or piece of paper or something like that. I'm going to do it with you as well, because I need to review, because some of them already done on my MIQs. I need to just review it and think about it. So if any of you already done this before, and I've got just simply, if you just grab a piece of paper and put 3 columns. One, it's all about the experiences. One is all about the experience. What am I doing here? One is all about the experiences. What do we want to experience in life? Okay. And then I'll ask you some questions while we're going through. And I'm giving 2 minutes to do each of them. And then if you wish, we can actually jump on the breakout room. We can jump on a breakout room and we can actually coach each other in small groups if that, if you think that's a good idea. Yes. So the form I've got, wait a minute, I'm going to put the form. Craig is just asking where to get the form, the sheet. Wait a minute, because I have one that I've got a blank one that I did for myself, which I can put a link in here. Obviously, this is branded for me, so it's got my branding on it, but don't overthink it. If you don't have the form, it's just really simply 3 columns: experiences, growth in the middle, and then contribution. Okay. You can do it in your journal. It's okay. Thank you, Craig. You can do it in your journal. You can do it anywhere. Just grab a piece of paper from the printer or something. On CLC, it's on week 13 that we have this, this material. And also on week 15, there is a PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So if you're ready, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Ready, ready, ready. I've got a little app with a timer. So I'm gonna start with the experiences and just don't overthink it. Just go with what you think. And then later on, maybe you think, oh God, this is a means goal. Ask the question, does that have a so what kind of ultimate means goal? But don't overthink it, because then, you just do a pencil as well. You can rub it off and just, put it in a different column later on. So, ready? Okay, I'm going to get the 2 minutes up. So we're going to go with the experiences. And just ask yourself, if I had all the resources and all the money in the world, what would my life look like? What would you be doing? Who will it be there around you? What do I want to experience with friends, family? How are my relationships? How is your home? Where do you want to travel? What activities or hobbies am I engaging in? What does success look like to you? Okay. So don't worry if you don't think that you've had enough time. Like I said, just keep on adding to it and don't overthink it. It's just whatever comes up to your mind first thing that you want to experience, like truly want to experience. So in my one, I had highland hopping around the world with my family, exploring its beauty and participating in local adventures. This is actually going to come through because by the end of August, we're actually booking a trip on a cruise. So we're going around the Med and all the islands around there. So it's coming. And I put an experience, I want to create an educational coaching hub complete with tech know-how, masterminds, training, coaching guidance, which it's come up true as well. And when I did this, I didn't think of a means goal to it. It was just like to serve my audience and to be of service to my audience when I'm building this, when I built this hub. So let's go on to growth, the growth column. And the growth column is all about how do I want to grow and develop myself? So like programs or some learning that you want to do. Okay, so you ready? Put the up. We have 2 minutes for this as well. I'll ask you some questions just to kind of like massage your mind, massage your brain for 2 minutes, so that give you some few ideas. Okay. So, what new skills do you want to learn? What languages do you want to master? What character traits do you want to improve? How can you learn to take better care of yourself? Write down anything that comes up in your mind. Like, again, don't overthink it. Just everything that comes up, just scribble it, write as much as you can. Anything that you want to develop in your life. Okay, Jennifer, just come in. We've just finished the growth column. Jennifer, let me know, she's trying to join in. Yes, Craig, the experience column is all about experiences that you want to have, you know. adventures in do a safari or quad biking or parachuting, or just experiences that you want to have that make you really happy, make you really like light up. Jennifer is having problems coming in. That's no problem. So we just, okay, so you're all happy, done the growth. And we go on to the contribution, and the contribution is all about how do you want to contribute to the world? You know, either be doing, you know, doing speaking events, inspiring your audience, or you want to do non-profit, charitable, or maybe you have like a cause, something that you stand really strong for, that you want to pursue. Just something that will make the world a better place, right? With your skills, obviously, with your personality and your with the knowledge that you have. Okay. So let me put the app again. 2 minutes for the contribution. So like I said, how do you want to contribute to the world? And also, how would you contribute to your family, to your friends, to your society, to your city, or even globally? So no matter how big or small your ideas, just write down everything that comes up for you. What is the legacy you want to leave? How can I make the world, how can you make the world a better place? And what problem do you want to solve for the planet? So if there's, you know, any causes, get rid of the plastic in the ocean and all sorts of different things like that. Okay. Cool. So how was that for you? Do you have any questions? Okay. Yeah, so you can share that, Craig. Craig is thanking me. Thank you. It becomes clear when you ask the experience questions regarding the goals. I heard you say end goals, but was unclear on the other. Yeah, so means goals, it's all about the money. You know, I'm going on a vacation when I when I sell 2 or 3 packages of my services, for example. It's all about the money. Whilst the end goal is I'm going on a vacation so I can have an amazing time and explore other cultures and, you know, just relax and breathe the fresh air and enjoy the moment, sort of thing. So do you understand the difference? So another thing that you can do if you're not sure that you've put the right things in the right, you know, boxes, sort of thing, is ask yourself the why. Why is this important to me, right? So that you can feel in your body. You know, for example, the experiences area. I want to do a parachute jump. Why is it important to me to do a parachute jump? So that I can, you know, come out of my, you know, stop the fear of vertigo, right? So, in the same thing for growth. Why do I want to learn? Like, for example, I've got my previous one. I wanted to learn some watercolor techniques. And I asked myself the question, why do I want to learn watercolor? Because I want to experience with a different technique that I haven't painted with yet. And so, and I want to know how to mix the colors and see all the transformation that the paint will come up at the end, right? So really, it's all about the feelings. If it makes you feel good, then go for it, right? And the same thing for contribution. What you so, for example, for me, I'm really, really passionate about the education that my children have. So schools and how the culture within the schools and how they talk to my children, to the students, quite important. So things like that. So like, for example, on the contribution and on the education side, I wanted my son to be in a really good school where he was feeling included, that there was no bullying, there was no pointing the finger from the teachers. And that happened beginning of this year. So if we really, I mean, from my experience, I visualize it so strongly that actually I kind of live it in my dreams as well and in my life. And it just happens. I can't really explain how, but and sometimes we don't need to know the how. It just allow it for it to happen. But in order to allow for it to happen, you have to think, what do you really want? Who do you want to become? Okay. So I don't know if you want to jump. We can have you know, about 15 minutes or so in breakout rooms, and we can just discuss it with other people. This is my first time doing a breakout room, guys, so don't shoot the messenger. Or if you want to just unmute, ask any questions, let me know. Apparently you can raise a hand as well. Means money. Yes, Craig saying, yeah, means equals money. Yeah. Yeah, so you're saying that you thought that the goals were more time-based. That's like the SMART goals, you know, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So that is the SMART goals that a lot of companies make and have. But this is more about the feelings. So the end goals the end goal is not a means goal, by no means. It's not a means for the to the end.
Do
Cool.
we have to write the means goals as well? How to?
No, so this experiences that you that you've put on your table chart. So for example, in growth, when I put here that I wanted to learn watercolor, then I had to go and find places that I could learn the watercolor technique, right? So the goal is actually to do the course, the watercolor course, which I did. The means goals is, you know, that we talked about. The means is how am I going to get that course? So I looked around, and one thing, yeah, so it's not about putting together like a plan of all your goals, you know, that's a completely different thing. But when you have, this is more like a visualization of what you really want.
Thank you.
Cool. So should we do some breakout rooms? What do you think? Like I said, never done it before. And we can kind of, or if you're interested, and just jump on here and tell us a bit about what you've put on, because afterwards, when you have done this is like a vision board, right? This it could be, actually, you could take some of this, you know, or all of them, and put it as a vision board, because this is what you want. This is your vision for what you want to achieve in the future, right? And you can actually go grab some keywords and go and get some cut off from magazines and stuff like that, and do it as a vision board. But I also put this up just like that. I put it up next to my vision board, right? And it's nice to actually go back into it and look at it and go like, oh my God, this is actually just, this happened, you know? And I kind of highlight it and go like, oh my God, this is amazing. So it gives me that motivation to actually reach it, not to achieve it, but to reach it. And some of them I still need to do some work on it. And I still need to think about some ideas of how I'm going to achieve it, but it's getting closer. I actually, last year when I did this, I was going through a period of, I don't know if you felt this before. I used to say to myself all the time, there's something missing in my life. There's something missing, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, and that was, my head would go around and around in circles thinking, what is missing? I would talk to my coach. I would talk with my colleagues. I would talk with friends. I would talk with everybody. But nobody actually could tell me, oh, Vicky. Nobody actually could tell me what was missing, you know? I don't know if any of you can relate to this. And then yes. Suddenly, and
no,
then
I just
yeah, go on then.
Nothing. I just said yes, I agree. It happens.
Yeah. And then suddenly, when was it? Oh yeah, it was when I joined, just before I joined the life coaching certification. It felt so right? It felt like, I can't explain it, right? I just cannot explain it. Before I was like thinking, is this the right thing? I wasn't even thinking about means goals, you know, how much would it cost me or whatever. It's like, is this going to be beneficial for me? Is this learning, right? Is it going to enhance my life? And I was like, for about a month, I was towing with the idea, shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Shall I do it? Shall I not do it? Until there's that period, it's like, okay, choose now or lose it forever, right? And I just went in, all in, head first. And from what I remember from experiences of my life, everything that went in head first, it was transformational. I just cannot explain it, but it was transformational. In the sense that it was the right thing to do. Yes, I've made mistakes like everybody does, yeah. I failed a few times, but that never stopped me. So when this came along, the life certification, and to be honest, it wasn't even there. It wasn't even in here. It wasn't even an idea, nothing. But when, yes, I know it was actually, that made me change my mind, was the Mindvalley year, the January, when they did that challenge. The oh, that was in the MV Pro. Okay, never mind. But they did a challenge where we're visualizing our future, right? And that's when the little bug started to eat inside of me. And it was so powerful. It was like, yes, I'm going in the right direction. You know, that feeling, I'm going in the right direction. I don't know if any of you has felt this before. I have felt it a few times, and so far, so good. But like I said, I've had failures as well, you know. I was made redundant in 2008 and started my first business then, which was a total failure. I had to go back to my 9 to 5. I had to go back to corporate and get a job. But it helped me to grow stronger, because the second time around, when I did it, when I fired my boss in 2015 and I did it, I was like I was prepared for what was to come, some of it. And there's still bumps on the road, So I don't know if anybody wants to share something. Come on, don't be shy.
I was just going to say, sorry, I've just come in. I had a meeting before and it went on longer. So I've just kind of jumped in now just to connect and see what's going on, see where you're up to. But everything that's happened to you has brought you to this point now. Failures, it's back to this idea of, you know, would you rather have be dry? If you've got to get to the farthest point, would you rather just go blasting straight down the motorway, cruising, or would you rather take a nice little mountainous road up the mountains, winding here through the little villages, get a flat tire, somebody comes and helps, down into the valley, stop for a cup of coffee? You know, I would much rather have the harder way, the kind of way where you've stumbled, the way where you've learned, the way where you've picked yourself up again. Yeah. And I would much rather have a life coach who has been in situations which they've got out of, hard situations they've come through.
Yeah, totally. Because those hard moments will help you grow. Yeah. And it's a progress. I don't see it as a failure ever, right? Yeah, okay, I've tried this, didn't work. I'll do better next time, right? And that's funny, you said, do you want to go fast on the motorway, right? Because in September 2015, I had this experience. Well, I had a car accident. I was going to a conference, right? And I was going to a conference in Bath. You, Vicky, you're in London, are you?
No, I mean, actually, at the moment, I'm up in Newcastle.
No.
Well, out in the countryside in Northumberland. So
I was going, it's just a quick story. Well,
Yeah.
it can be a long story, but it's a quick story.
make it interesting.
Yeah, I was going to this conference. I was going to speak. I got shortlisted to talk about my idea, talk about my program. And I was still working until around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And you know, in UK, if you leave it, then you get rush hour, right? So I was still working and thinking, okay, I'll be all right. I'll get there, right? I had a place where to stay and this and that. So I left it for too late. So when I got to the motorway, I was in the M3 and I'm on the fast lane and it stopped. It stopped traffic. Now I'm looking in my rear mirror. I'm looking in the mirror and I'm looking at the cars behind me going like really fast and like swerving. No word of a lie, I've got no word of a lie, okay? I'm holding on to my steering wheel and I'm looking at the mirror and I'm going to, and I was saying out loud, and this is why words are so powerful, right? I was saying, oh shit, he's gonna hit me, he's gonna hit me, he's gonna hit me, he's gonna hit me. I was stopped in the fast lane and I think he probably fell asleep on the wheel. So he hit me from behind and I'm going forwards to the car in front of me, bless him. It was lovely. He came to my rescue because I just froze. I was holding on to the steering wheel and I froze, right? And I was like, and because of the impact, apparently my physiotherapist said that the worst thing you can do is hold on to the steering wheel because the impact went all through my neck into my back, right? My car was totaled, like right off. And I'm glad I had the car I had because if I didn't, right, it was a Volvo. If I didn't, then I'll be like sandwiched, right? So no word of a lie. I was full of pains, my neck, my back, full of pains. I got some painkillers to mask the pain off. And I got on the train to go to Bath first thing in the morning because I didn't want to miss the conference, right? And no word of a lie, I come off in the wrong train station.
Oh no.
I know. It was like something in the universe was telling me, no, you're not supposed to go. And I'm going like stubborn, right? I'm going like, no, I'm going. Come rain or shine, I'm going.
The universe is saying, what are we going to do to stop this person?
Yes. Yes. And this is like, when I slow down, then I can read the messages from the universe. You know what I mean? When you slow down and listen, right? Then you're attuned to read the messages. And yeah, but this does not come like straight away. It was 2015. I just had fired my boss in March. So I was like so green, it's insane. But yeah, so it was quite funny when you said that. It just came out of my it took me about 6 months. I mean, I couldn't get inside my car. I would shake like a leaf, right? And I was always looking on the mirror, right? I couldn't drive. I had to do some hypnotherapy sessions to kind of get out of it, and it really worked. So we're having a conversation with Vicky. Does anybody want to share some insights? very quiet group. I'll unmute you all.
I can share a recent one maybe.
So, oh, Faz said, what we're writing in the contribution box. Anything you, in the contribution box, you write anything that you want to contribute to the world, being to the world or to your family or to your friends or to your city. Could be like non-profit, could be charitable causes that you might support, anything that is going to make the world better. Was it like you find your purpose? Yes, I have. And I'm so happy. So happy. I could cry actually, but I'm not going to do it. No, yeah, and actually on the CLC, Vicky, are you on the CLC?
I'm doing CLC and CBC.
Yeah. So when we did that living your purpose module thing, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God,
Yeah.
why didn't I get this right in the beginning?
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. It's like, don't run, you know, it's just walk and we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
What is CBC?
CLC, a certificate, life coaching certificate.
CBC? And what is CBC?
CBC is the business one for business coaches. So you're, I can't say your name.
Jayashree?
Jayashree?
Yeah. Yeah, close. Thank you.
So you're in Mindvalley or CLC?
I'm in Mindvalley.
Yeah. Do you like it? Tell me some insights, some haha moments that you've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, the ability to train my mind is just profound. Yeah. I wonder like why this is not taught in schools.
Tell me about it.
Exactly.
It's just like, how come I've got so far through life and nobody's ever said this to me? I had an insight the other day, my core values. I was struggling with them, and it turned out I finally got them through doing peer coaching. And I suddenly realized the ones I marked at first were not the ones which were true to me. But that reflects the fact that I'm not living my core values.
Yeah.
Like most of my life, I haven't, because I've been doing things for other people and living other people, help. And it's like, why didn't I realize this? Why didn't I see this? Why didn't anybody tell me? Why aren't we taught this at school that like you have to be true to yourself? You have to work out your life, because we only have one.
And it's, I don't think it's just schools though. It's like the rules that come from, it's not just the rules from society, but also generational, right? The way my parents were brought up, and they put that onto me. They want it the same for me. So that's why I changed my view in relationship to my children, because I don't want to project what I had, what I didn't had, or I had onto them, right? I want them to be little humans and have the, make their own decision. Yeah. But you're right, Vicky. Why don't they have some sort of a coaching subject or disciplined subject in schools? Even meditation. I know that in private schools you do have meditation classes, right? They do.
That's picked up even in United States. I see some schools.
But it's and this is what I'm so passionate about as well, as like the education here in Portugal is just CRAP, right? It hasn't changed. It hasn't evolved. There's been no transformation, nothing good. It's the same as when I studied here. or maybe worse, to be honest, right? It drives me mental. And obviously my children, because they're English, so that they have problems with the Portuguese and inclusion in the school, the Portuguese school, and acceptance and all that. So I'm going through it, my skin. But I'm coming out the other side with a different view. Yeah.
I have to drop off. Thank you so much, Sofia.
Thank you so much for coming over. I mean, who have we got here? We got 7. Everybody's drop off already. Have a private.